If you read the title of today's video, shout out Hamza if you know where I'm getting that reference from. I'm not trying to like steal his swag or anything, but I thought this kind of video would be funny just because, you know, it's something I made on vacation. And I'm going to talk about what happened in Punta Cana. So if you're new here, subscribe. Also like the video, helps out a lot. Let's get right into it. So I don't know if this video is like going to be clickbait or not. Well, I don't think it should be considered clickbait because I'm literally just recounting what happened in Punta Cana, but most people are probably thinking of like some juicy stuff or some gossip. I don't really know. This video is just going to be talking about like what I did, what happened in Punta Cana, I guess. So for the most part, I don't know if you watched my other video called like Hella First World Problems or something like that. And if you haven't, go ahead and watch that. And after this video, so you can kind of, or even before this video, so you can understand kind of what I'm talking about. I was having this kind of dilemma about, you know, like whether or not to drink. And then there's also other stuff that I was dealing with on vacation. Like there's a lot of temptation around in the form of like alcohol, and also, I mean, there's like a beach and stuff like that. For some reason, people were like topless on the beach, which was, I didn't even know that was going to be a thing. But, you know, just like the visual stimulation there, that was also something that I was dealing with as well. And then, you know, a whole host of stuff that, again, first world problems. But anyways, in Punta Cana, I had access to a lot of different things, right? Because it was an all-inclusive resort. My parents, God bless, they paid for, you know, an all-inclusive stay at this hotel. So food, we could get whatever food we wanted at the buffets. Granted, it wasn't that like high quality of food. It was pretty shitty food, but it was all you could eat, so can't really complain about that. And also like free alcohol whenever you wanted. It literally at almost every area of the place, of the whole resort, there was a bar just around the corner, or even like at the pools there were like swim up bars, which was pretty cool. And then on the beaches, there were like these little huts that would just have bartenders in there with drinks and whatever. So basically unlimited access to anything you'd want. So in terms of like consumption, you could eat whatever food, you could drink whatever alcohol you wanted on the house, even though not on the house because it was paid for previously. But yeah. So a lot of my dilemma was trying to deal with that and whether or not I would indulge, right? So for me, I personally took the commitment, I guess, to choose not to, which was, I think, the right choice based on where I am in life. I don't think I deserve to be, and I know that it's vacation and that's what people are saying, that like, sure, you can kind of let loose now, it's vacation. And I was under that assumption as well. Like, I don't get to go to Punta Cana even every year. So let alone like, I don't know when the next time I'm going to be in a place like that is going to be. But, you know, I don't think that's an excuse for me to slip up on my goals and my purpose, especially because of the fact that I haven't really gotten to where I want to be in life. I'll have plenty of time to do all of that stuff later when, you know, when I get to my successes that I'm craving. But in terms of alcohol, I didn't drink at all, not even one sip. That I can't even remember one sip. So the whole trip of vacation, 0 alcohol consumed, which I'm pretty proud of that. I mean, going into it, I had the forethought and the intention of not going there to drink. So I guess I'm pretty happy with that, how that turned out. Stuck to that. I uploaded every day, as you could tell, and I'm really happy about that as well, that I was able to get some content out in Punta Cana, and I was able to even like break one of the barriers that I was like dealing with as well, which is like filming in public. And it's still a little bit odd, especially with like some of the topics that I talk about. You know, if you're just walking by and you hear someone talking about, I don't even know, some of the shit that I talk about, then you're going to be like, what the hell is this guy doing? Who does this guy think he is? Some enlightened man, a 20-year-old kid walking by. But, you know, that's still an obstacle that I'm dealing with, but I'm getting more comfortable with it as time goes along. And I still do prefer being alone when I'm recording and, you know, being able to freely speak my thoughts. But I'm just trying to remove that little, you know, that little thing that I get. I'm trying not to get hit by a car right now. But, you know, some of that feeling of social anxiety when pulling out the camera to record in public. I'm sure like most people get that. If anybody picked up a camera or their phone and started to record in public, I'm sure most people would get that feeling of like, this is a little weird, I don't know if I want to do this. So sort of overcoming that just because of the fact that, you know, I was literally in a different country, and the people that I was around, I knew that I would never see them ever again. So why would I even have to care if I set up a tripod in the gym or something like that? And you saw that video before, hopefully, if you watched it. But, you know, that's part of what happened there. I was pretty good with the gym. I went, 3 days out of like the 4 days that I was there, which was good. But I also did a lot of like walking around, so I guess that accounted for some of my exercise. Damn, my arm's getting tired. You'd think this phone isn't that heavy, but shit, it kind of hurts to hold up. Anyways, I'll talk in another video about like temptation and dealing with temptation, because that's a big thing for me right now, is something that I'm trying to overcome, or trying to build up my resistance and my tolerance to, you know, mostly sexual temptations, and not in the form of like, you know, wanting to go out for lust and, you know, get with other people, because I'm in a very happy relationship right now. But just like the visual aspect is, I don't know, for some reason it's super hard for me, and it's something that I'm going to be working on for myself and for her as well, because, you know, I don't know, I think it's personally unacceptable, and, you know, something that I'm working towards to get better at. But yeah, and I mean that part of Punta Cana wasn't that, again, sorry for like looking all around. I'm trying not to get hit while I'm walking on the street. There's no sidewalk here. But in Punta Cana, it wasn't all that difficult. Granted, like, you know, it's always hard for men, I'm sure, it's hard to not look at girls in, you know, like bikinis and stuff like that. But I mean, there's a lot of older people in Punta Cana, so it was a little bit easier in that sense, whereas like, I don't know, not as much temptation, because like all these people are like actually older people. Like, I'd say, I don't even know an age range, but like at least like 40, 50 and above. So that's not really too tempting unless you're like into MILFs or something like that. But that's up to you, to each their own. But aside from that, I think Punta Cana was pretty good. Dominican Republic, it was a cool experience, and I think it was more of me testing out. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think it's more of me like testing out how I would perform doing consistent, like staying on my grind and on my purpose while in a different country, right? Rather than viewing it as a vacation. So I didn't take my foot off the gas for the most part. I mean, I still like did relax, and I still had some good downtime to like self-reflect and do some introspective work. But that's kind of like what I do at home too, right? So it wasn't like I was just letting loose and, you know, drinking every night and treating it like a vacation or something like that. So I think that's a good way that I went about it. It was more of like a test to see like how I would perform in a different environment. That's another thing, is being in a different environment and testing out how, you know, you respond, because your environment plays a big role in how you behave. So like I said this before, but like if you're at work, you're not gonna have the same behavior. Well, everybody thinks that they're the same person in all instances. I don't know if everybody thinks that, but some people think that. Like, you're not gonna act the same in a music festival as you would when you're, you know, at work, something like that, sitting behind the desk job. So you're not gonna interact with your coworkers the same way you'd act with like random people at a festival, at a music festival, or, you know, in another country on vacation. So that's kind of what I'm trying to say, is that I don't know if I want to treat these, you know, vacation destinations as an escape, because I want that to be my actual everyday life sometime, is that I'm just traveling the world, still working on my business, but also being able to take some time throughout that, you know, travel in order to enjoy a little bit as well. So that's kind of what I got for today, and my explanation, recap of what happened in Punta Cana. Sorry if you're expecting anything like some juicy details or something like that of some like random hookup, but that's not me. I'm kind of on a different path. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.